Imagine being told your knee is bone on bone and you need a total knee replacement. But what if the real problem isn't arthritis at all? Recently, we saw a client who was told exactly that same story. She was playing tennis 3 times a week. She was working out 5 days a week. And then one day her knee started hurting. Within minutes, a doctor looked at her, took x-rays, and told her that she needed a knee replacement. But something about her story didn't make sense. So her daughter had called our office and we talked through some things to figure out like what really was going on, because when she was telling me this, I'm like, I'm not so sure. And just so you know, this is an 83-year-old female that is doing all these things, never having any kind of knee pain at all. And when we started having the conversation, I started asking her some questions, and some of the things like, first of all, no pain ever, no knee issues. She was playing one day, the next day, boom, all of a sudden you're hurting. Doesn't really sound like arthritis. Arthritis is going to be something that's going to gradually kind of build up. The other thing that didn't make sense to me was the fact that she could still work out. She's working out and it didn't flare up. Anyone that I know that's had arthritis, especially in the knee, they tend to do anything, overdo it, and it flares them up, and they can't do anything for days. So the fact that she could work out and continue to work out and it doesn't really make her worse also makes me think there is no issues there. So she came into our office. Actually, this is a client that didn't even live in Dallas. They flew in to get a second opinion. And when we started talking with her, she goes, "Do you want to see what my x-rays look like?" And I'm like, "Sure, yeah, let's see what your x-rays look like." And I'm looking at him and like, there's beautiful space between her knee. And I'm like, how does a doctor look at these x-rays and tell this patient to her face that she's bone on bone? It makes no sense. She also got an injection, which didn't help. She's getting gel shots, which didn't help. And I'm like, there's probably something else that's going on. So when she came in, we really looked at her and like, well, could it potentially be a back? I don't know. We ruled it out. She was stiff, didn't really affect her knee, definitely had some knee range of motion issues on that one side compared to the other side. It couldn't bend as far. It couldn't extend as far. And so after we ruled out the back, her hip was moving great. We went to her knee and we're like, okay, this potentially is what we call a knee derangement. She had tenderness along the fat pads in the front part of the knee. So if you go into the front part, you have you'll see like when your knee's straight, there'll be some fatty tissue there. That's what it looks like. And when you poke through there and you have some pain, that's also a sign that potentially you have a little bit of a knee derangement that's going on that needs to be addressed. And so that's what we thought it was. And so when you have a knee derangement, what that is you have joint material that just kind of gets displaced, and maybe she moved wrong, or she's playing tennis and went forward, who knows, but something got displaced and then instantly started giving her pain. It's usually not, you won't notice something that, oh, I did this and then that happened. It's something that it might have happened. You'd be like, whoa, I might have felt a little tweak, but then you're totally fine. You continue on your day. And the next day, all of a sudden you're like, why can't I do these things? Why does it hurt so bad? And that's typically what happens. And that's exactly what happened with her. By the way, if you're dealing with knee pain or arthritis and you want to understand the real causes and treatment options, we've created a free knee pain report that explains what most people are never told about knee problems. You can download that free report in the link below this video. So let's talk about what a knee derangement actually is, because that's one of the most misdiagnosed causes of knee pain and knee stiffness. So a simple explanation is a knee derangement is basically a mechanical blockage inside the joint. This can occur when structures inside the knee become slightly displaced or trapped, limiting the normal motion. Typically, this is the fat pads. So what this creates is stiffness, a loss of range of motion, pain with bending or straightening, a feeling like the knee is locked, and these symptoms can look almost identical to arthritis or a meniscal tear. There's actual research showing that when a patient's waiting for a knee replacement and they receive a mechanical evaluation similar to what we do, 40% of them actually did not have to have a knee replacement. They had a knee derangement. And when treated correctly, many of them improved in 3 to 4 weeks. And in that research, 75% of them improved with knee extension movements and 25% of them improved with knee flexion movements, often when there was degeneration present and when they were over the age of 60. Now, this client, knee extension is what helped her. But if you looked at her x-rays, she clearly had plenty of space. There clearly wasn't a lot of degeneration that was going on. And when we started asking her more questions, she'd be like, yes, sitting kills me. And if I sit with my legs straight, I feel better. And so all those things kind of together, I was like, okay, this is potentially extensions, the direction that we need to go into. And that's what we did. And she started making improvements instantly that day. Literally the next day we texted her, she goes, I'm finally walking and I feel like I have hope that I don't have to have a knee replacement. I'm feeling so much better. And that's what can happen when something is a knee derangement. You can get results that quickly. Now, it's going to probably take her 2 to 4 more weeks to kind of get her back and get confident. But she's getting results day one. And she is so thankful that she came in because now she's like, I don't have to have a knee replacement. And would that knee replacement even help her? Probably not. It's not going to fix the problems that are going on with the mechanics of how everything works. So we just saved her having surgery. So let's get into the 2 exercises that you can do. Now, the first one, we're going to do knee extension because this is the most common direction that we go into. The research shows it's 75% of the people. And so I usually like to start unloaded, and that's what we're going to be talking about, is doing this exercise in an unloaded way, meaning that your feet aren't on the ground. And it's a great way to start to ease into it, to not like be too aggressive. And we find that we start this direction and then we move on to some other more aggressive motions. But so when you do knee extension, the reason why it's 75% is it's the most common direction is because what do we do throughout the day? We're always like bending our knee, we're squatting, we're playing like tennis, you're even like bending as you're going. Like we don't do things that are going into extension all the time. Like we'll stand and we'll walk and we'll do those things, but even sometimes as we get older, we tend to like keep our knees always bent and it never moves through that full motion. And so that can be a problem, and that was the problem of this patient that we saw. So when you do this, this is an unloaded version. Now it looks like you're doing a strengthening exercise, but what we are trying to do is literally we are trying to lock that knee out like you're mobilizing the knee, but in an unloaded way. And it works great. You have to have a bolster underneath. It does not work the same when your leg is off the table and you're kicking your leg up like this. It really needs to be where there's a bolster. We told her, since she didn't have anything starting out because she was flying back home, use a water bottle. They work great. They're small. They're kind of, most of them are firm, and you can use a water bottle underneath your knee if you don't even have something like this. And you'll lock it and hold it for a few seconds and then come back down. And then lock it and hold it for a few seconds and then come back down. And so this is the exercise, and we have them do it like 2-3 times throughout the day. We have them do it for her. It was do it before you exercise, do it after you exercise, so that you can maintain good mobility in that knee. And when we did this with her, her knee range of motion improved from like, I think it was 105 degrees all the way up to like 127, and our other side was like maybe 132, and we did it like 4 times, and we got that much motion in that day. And when she was able to step and put weight on it, she felt a lot more confident. She didn't have the pain that she was having before. So those were all good baselines for us that improved everything, and her knee extension got better. So this is the exercise. You're just going to kick the leg up, hold it for a few seconds, come back down. You can like whip it up, like where you go a little bit faster, but this is a knee mobilization. I know it looks like we're working on the muscles, but we're actually doing a knee mobilization, and it really does help. So this is a good starting place for most people, is just doing something like this. If this doesn't work, then there's ways that we can do it on the ground, or we can put pressure through and mobilize it on the ground with our feet where it's more loaded. Sometimes we have to get to doing that because our knee is a loaded joint and we have to go into those positions. And other times this is all we need and it works great. So really it comes down to the evaluation and understanding the body. The next one is the knee flexion mobilization, and this one happens really, it's 25% of the time. And what they have found in the research is that if their knee is just really degenerative, arthritic, and you can tell, like, her knee did not respond that way. You'll go and you can just feel the knee joint. You're like, it just feels thicker. There's more bony prominences around the knee. You just can kind of tell that there is more issues. And so that's when you're going to do something where we want to do knee mobilization. So starting out, I always like to use a little towel underneath the knee because it helps kind of open up that space. And then you can take a strap or your legs and you can just kind of pull to where you can kind of feel it and then come back down. And then pull to where you feel it and then come back down. And so this is a great one that we can do to start helping with knee flexion mobilizations. It's an unloaded one. There's ways that we can do this loaded, but this is a good starting place. So if extension's not working and you're not noticing any changes, then you can move to flexion and see if you notice changes. The changes that we look for are, how's the range of motion look like? Flexion, extension. How does it feel to walk and stand on it? How does it feel when you're squatting down? Like, you can use all these things as baselines to see if any of those improve, and that's what's going to guide you, or it's what guides us into knowing, yes, this is correct direction, or no, this is not the correct direction. Let's go in a little bit of a different direction. But those are the two exercises when you have knee derangements that work. And this is, again, one of those things where knee stiffness, we feel like it's just a part of aging, it's just a part of arthritis, and I just have to live with this. No, there's so many things that we can do with our body to help it heal. We just have to get to the right person to understand the body, to get to the source of the problem, to figure this out for you. And that's what we do every single day at our office. We really help people move from feeling like they're 80 years old to feeling 10 to 20 years younger. Like, we do that every day at our office. And here's an important clarification. These movements aren't just random exercises. They are specific movements chosen after assessing how the knee responds to motion. That's why the evaluation process matters so much. The important takeaway is this. Just because an x-ray says you're bone on bone, maybe it is, maybe it's not, it doesn't mean that your knee stiffness is coming from arthritis. Sometimes it's something that's much more treatable. And if you're dealing with knee stiffness, knee arthritis, and you've been told you might need surgery, download our free knee pain report below. It explains the real causes of knee pain and the treatments, helping many people avoid injections and surgery. And if you want to learn more about how your body actually works, make sure you subscribe, because we release new videos every week on staying active and pain-free.